What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Derrick Harper Podcast, man. I'm so glad you guys are here. And I'm glad, first of all, that you guys are showing up right here where you're showing up. That's a great thing. And I'm also glad that you get a chance to see this stuff actually happen in motion, man. Because honestly, what I want to tell you guys, it's been a joy being able to create some content. I know last week I hadn't created much content last week, but I was really working hard on something that I got coming up, guys. And I can't wait for you guys to actually be a part of this. I'm doing a free training, a free live training. I'm going to be telling you guys in this training how I actually made an additional $20,000 in my business without using Google ads or Facebook ads, guys. And so there's this whole framework around this thing, and it was I'm only doing one of the strategies in this framework, guys. I was able to get an additional $20,000 in my business. So I want to share that with you. I'm going to share what I did. I'm going to walk you through the steps. I'm going to give you the entire framework, so I'm not going to leave anything back. So if you're interested in that, you can go to www.mobilevideoproducer.com and go ahead and get registered for that webinar, okay? I'm sorry, training. Get registered for that training. I'm going to be training you guys on everything that you need to do that. All right? So that's the first thing, man. But I'm glad that I'm able to share with you guys in this manner. Like, I'm back and I'm going to be doing this daily, so long as we don't have any interruptions or anything that's going on. I know on Saturday, I'm actually going to be coaching my son's football game. He is actually in the playoffs with his team. His team is pretty good, and so they have not lost any games yet, so they're going to be getting into the playoffs. They did playoffs last weekend. They won the first game, so now this is the semifinal. So we're at the final four here, and we're going to see what happens, and hopefully we get a win there, and then we can get into the championship that's going to happen on the following weekend. All right, that's great, man. So, man, I got a new microphone. I got some new equipment, and I got a better camera. Well, I always had this camera, but anyway, it's great, and so I'm so glad that you're here. But today, man, I want to talk to you guys really briefly about why your service-based business isn't growing, right? So let me take you back before I made that $20,000. So I was running my business, and I had just quit my job. My hands were sweaty, my everything was tense. When on the day that I walked out, but I ended up walking out or not walking out, but telling my principal, because I was a teacher, telling my principal that I was leaving. And, we went through the whole shebang of how you get, you resign from a teaching position. So I did that, and I walked out, and I felt free immediately after that. I felt free. And I started running my business, and I was, one of the things that I was really scared about was that I had never had made more than about $24,000 in a year before I had actually went full time, right? And so that was really scary to come out of that, especially when you're leaving a $60,000 a year job to go into the unknown, into the abyss, right? So anyway, I was able to start doing some different type of things, some different type of marketing, and I was able to start getting some jobs and start generating jobs. But here was the thing, guys. As I was doing these jobs, man, it was just like tiring. Like, I come home tired. My feet didn't hurt, but I'm sweating a lot because it's the summertime, and I'm not worried about what's going on as far as like it's hot, it's too hot or too cold or anything like that. I'm just out there working, I'm grinding, and I'm like, it's freeing. I don't have to do that. But I'm realizing that I'm coming home, I'm drained, and all these different things, right? So there was a thing that my wife was saying. She's like, you have to kind of take care of yourself. So there was this one day I went out, and I usually don't get on roofs, guys. Trust me, I do not get on roofs, but I will if I have to. And this is one of the days that I had to. I was doing a job with another guy, and he was on the roof, and he was like, "Can you help me on the roof, because I need somebody to hold me?" So I was like, "Okay, I don't want this guy to die, like fall off this roof and to be my fault, because I was too scared to just jump on this little pitch." So it always look higher when you get up there than it does from the ground, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. So I'm up on the roof, right? And I'm laying on the roof. It's hot. And, I had worked out the day before I started going out So I had already lost a lot of fluid, and I didn't put enough fluid back in. So I'm up there in this heat, and my legs are burning, my stomach is hot, my arms are hot, like that. The shingles are very, very hot, so I got burns on the inside of my knees. Anyway, I started sweating so much that I ended up dehydrating, and I came off the roof. I was very, very dizzy. I ended up driving myself to the emergency room, and at last my wife was right. So I was like, "Yo, gosh, you're so right about me needing to just be." Take care of myself. So I started taking care of myself a little bit better. And what it drove me to realize is that, man, I'm doing a lot of work. And if I take any time off, I don't have any like help. Like that's it. Like there's no money coming in. So I realized that this was a problem. And so I started seeking out some information, and then one day I ran into this one guy. His name is Myron Golden, and he started talking about this value ladder, and how you actually give value to the industry or to the marketplace that you are. And he's like, a lot of you guys are going out there and you're working harder, and that's when I got it. That's when I had the epiphany. I was like, man, yo, this dude is so right. I need to start looking for ways to work higher, and I'm gonna go over this value ladder that he gave to me, and I'm gonna go it very, very quickly because I want you to understand. So there's 4 levels of value. So at the very bottom of the value ladder, there is what we call implementers, all right, or the person who does the thing, right? So I realized that I was at the bottom of the value ladder, the very lowest value that we could be at, all right? Because I was the person that does the thing. I'm always doing the accounting. I'm doing everything, all right? So I wear all the hats. So and I'm also doing the work. So I'm doing the thing. The next level is where you get to the unification, all right? So the unification is when you have managers or you're managing other people, okay? So I clearly wasn't doing that because I was doing all the work and I didn't have anybody that I was managing. So the next level is communication. So this is when you actually start to communicate with people and start making deals and things happen, and making sales and things, making things shake. So I got, yeah, I would live in that a little bit because, of course I'm answering the phones, I'm doing the selling, and I'm doing the marketing. So I'm kind of doing everything and I'm managing myself. So, and then the very highest level is thought. That's when somebody is sitting at the top and they're thinking about things, and then they give it to other people to do the things that they need to get done so that the person at the bottom can do. All right. So the bottom is your workers. The second level of value is your managers and stuff like that. The third level of value is your salespeople, your high executives. And then the last one is the actual business owner. So then when I realized when he said that, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not a business owner. I am a person who owns a job, right? I own my own job. So I was like, okay, there's got to be a way to get out of this. And this is the reason why you guys' businesses are not growing. It's because you are working at the very lowest level of value. You're at the very lowest level. You're doing everything. You're the person who does the accounting. You are the person who does the service. You're the person who makes the calls. You're the person who answers the calls. You're the person who sells. Like, you have to grow in order to grow. So that means you have to go find some people that can help do the smaller things so that you can do the higher level things, right? Wealth has a need for speed, and it comes at the higher levels. It doesn't come at the implementer level where you're at. You're at the implementer level, right? Where I was at the implementer level. So I needed to get to the idea, to get to where I can sit down and I can just think of ideas, and I can leave the business and the business will still make money, right? So in order to get there, I have to do what? I have to move up the ladder, the value ladder. Okay. So the next thing I need to do, or the next thing you need to do, is get to managerial, right? When you have people under you and you're being the manager. Okay. Now, once you can do that, then you get somebody that can do that. And then you move up to being the communicator, the salesperson, sell everything, and then let the managers manage everybody else. And all you have to do is make deals and make money, right? That's how you work less and less and make more and more. And then at the very top level, you teach somebody how to do what you do. And then at the very top level, you are the idea person, where you just come up with ideas and then you give it to other people so they can implement it, right? So your problem is you don't have to work harder to get more money. You have to work higher, all right? You have to work higher up the value ladder in order to get more money. And that's the reason, my friends, why your business is not growing. So if you want to grow, if you want to get better, you have to go higher. You have to work higher, not harder. Okay. You have to work higher. You have to make sure that you get to that communication spot, and then you get to that thought spot. So once you get to that thought spot, then you are finally in the spot where you need to be, where you can work less and less and make more and more. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, man. I'm so glad you guys listened in. And listen, if you want to know the strategy that I used, guys, to get myself to an additional $20,000 by working higher up the value ladder, then I'm doing a free training. I'm going to be telling you guys how I made an additional $20,000 in my business without using Google, without using Facebook ads. And in fact, I'm going to show you 6 different ways that you can monetize your business or make more money in your service-based business. All right, so go to www.mobilevideoproducer.com. Go ahead and register for that right now. And do me a favor, share this video, like this video. Please share this video with some other people so that they can understand why they are not growing their service-based business. All right. I'll be here again. Like I said, I'm going to be here daily. So if I'm not here on a day, then bad Martin. Bad Martin. Y'all see that episode of Martin? Anyway, so if I'm not here, man, make sure you blow my inbox up and make me get up in here and do something, even if it's nighttime. So I actually want to try to start going at like 8:15, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whatever time I say, I'm gonna do my best to stick to it. But if I can't get to it to that time, I'm definitely gonna get to it before the day is out. So this is day 1 of 365 days of podcast. 365 days of podcast on the Derrick Harper Podcast, man. I can't wait to talk to you guys. All right. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. All right. Make sure you go to www.mobilevideoproducer.com. Get registered for the free webinar. I'm going to show you how I did it. All right. And how other people are doing it. All right. Talk to you later.